Hey folks, Rob Daniels here for the movie, TV, and video game soundtrack program Visions in Sound. I can be found every Saturday morning 12 to 2 a.m. on Mix 98.5, and you can also try me on my website in case you missed the show, which, does happen. You can try me at visionsinsound.ca. Well, folks, I have a little bit of bad news. Showcat Gimli is no longer with us. He passed away a few days ago. It was an intestinal issue, and so he's gone. He sat on my shoulder for a good many years. Even before I was doing this, he would come in, sit on my lap, or on my shoulder when I would do an interview or something like that, and it was always, "Oh, who's the cat?" and that sort of thing. My cat would never do that. Gimli was unique, and he was my buddy, and I'll miss him. The place doesn't seem the same without him. So here we are with the continuing saga of the 25 years of Visions in Sound. This is now Visions in Sound and beyond, I guess you could say, 25 years and beyond. And we're celebrating the 25th anniversary of the show. Now, with all that in mind, I needed something to raise my spirits. And believe me, I did need it. So I decided to go with the 2016 video game Headlander, with a soundtrack by David Gregory Earl. Now, I know that there's going to be a bunch of you out there going, Headlander? Yeah. This game is set in a undetermined future, where humanity has pretty much gone, and all replaced by, essentially all thought has been transferred to basically a cloud type system, overseen by a character known as Methuselah, and you are the last human, I guess you could say. The only problem is that you are a head. That's it. A head inside a space helmet.
Hell's bells. Shepherds again. Y'all gonna need yourself a body. Welcome to the future.
And so what you do is you are able to dock with various bodies and do that. And it's a fun game. I will say this, with very underlying seriousness to it. And it's kind of a social commentary as well. But again, that's not for me to say. I'm just simply here for the music, which, by the way, is excellent. David Gregory Earl hits a late 70s, early 80s aesthetic. And there's some really cool stuff here. The opening track, well, have a listen. It evokes stuff like Tron and scores of that era. So have a listen. I swear there's a little bit of Doctor Who in there as well. So this is, like I said, 2016, kind of in that nostalgic era of time where you're looking back. But this game has little nods to various science fiction films. Like I said, Logan's Run, Tron, a little bit of Doctor Who, maybe some Damnation Alley, stuff like that. And it's cool, which used to be available on GOG and now is available on Steam. A little bit higher cost. When I got mine, I got it on sale, so it was good. Now, one of the selling points for me was the fact that the soundtrack, MP3 wise, came with the purchase, which I thought was really cool. And so I got a chance to go for it, and you know what? I actually kind of like it. It's pretty cool. As you heard from the opening track. There's some really great stuff on here. The gameplay has this aesthetic to it with the 70s. There's definitely, David Gregory Earl definitely hits the marks when it comes to the soundtrack here. Like I said, a lot of Tron, Doctor Who, Logan's Run, Damnation Alley. There's a lot of stuff on there that really hits. There's some Jerry Goldsmith sounding stuff too. Like I said, Logan's Run definitely comes through on this one. There's even a little homage to Joan Baez's music, or Joan Baez's song from Silent Running. Have a listen.
Destroy what's hurting deep inside. It's all gone. Take up arms and show them how. The time is now. It's all gone. Let's hope that it's not too late. Participate, you're not done. Fiberglass and machinery, it's all gone.
Yeah, that's one of those songs where it's just off enough that they won't get sued. But yeah, so there you go. There's a little bit of a take on that. So I'm going to play a few more tracks from the soundtrack. Like I said, the aesthetic here is amazing. It does have that 70s, 80s style to it. So have a listen, and we'll talk when I get back. So yeah, there is the soundtrack to Headlander. It is available through Steam. Um, like I said, you can get the game and the soundtrack. You might be able to find it elsewhere, but right now, like I said, when I got mine, it was on GOG, and like I said, currently on Steam. So there's that. So I'm just simply going to say this, folks. If you're interested in any of the film, television, or video game music that I do play on my show, by all means, you can try me every Saturday morning, 12 to 2 a.m. on Mix 98.5. You can also try me on my website, in case you missed the show, visionsinsound.ca. I'm on Blue Sky these days, and that can be found at visionsinsound.bsky.social. I'm also available on Good Pods, a downloadable app for your phone or other type devices, And I can also be found on many of the other podcatchers out there, including the likes of Apple Music. So there you go. Oh, by the way, please like, share, and subscribe. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. It really helps me. In any case, for those that are concerned, just so you know, he did sit here, but he's still over my shoulder. I'll miss you, Gimli. And I've been going through some tough times. So if you are going through some tough times, if you're overwhelmed, please call 911 for immediate help. Call or dial 988 for the Suicide Crisis Helpline. You can also try 1-844-HERE-247 and HERE247.ca. They all offer ways of getting help if you or someone you know may be suffering from mental health issues. Well, like I said, get out there and listen to some unusual, fantastic, cool scores. And I think the Headlander is personally one of the coolest. But, hey, that's just me. In any case, like I said, there are composers out there that are worthy of your time, so go out and check it out. So that's all for me right now. Have yourself a great day. We'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.